Welcome to Sage Audio. Today we're covering how to mix hip-hop. But first, if you have a mix that you need mastered, send it to us to receive a free mastered sample of it with the link in the description. 808 Signal Chain. For this video, I'm going to go instrument by instrument and show you how I mixed it. Now, things will start off a little dull but become more complete sounding with each demonstration, so stick around to hear the end result. An 808 typically consists of a percussive sample, subharmonics, and harmonics. Usually a generator will include some processing like distortion and maybe compression. With that in mind, I don't need to overprocess my 808, so I'm going to introduce saturation to change its timbre and very subtle reverb. The reverb is super short and only mixed in about 5%. So let's take a listen and notice how the 808 subtly improves. Hip-hop drum loop chain. A drum loop with higher frequency percussion can help quickly round out a drum track. To make it sound more impressive, let's add some quick attack and release, hard knee compression to distort and amplify transients. I'll make this effect more aggressive with the transient shaper. Then I'll expand its image with a left-right EQ and amplify the highs of the side image before adding quick and subtle room reverb to make it more 3D. Lastly, and this is optional, I'll utilize binaural panning to make its placement in the mix more unique. So let's take a listen to this instrument and the 808 together. If you're enjoying the video, hit the like button. It helps us bring you more videos. Mixing hip-hop snare. Artificial snare is already going to have some processing, but I'll thicken the snare with a unique combo of optical compression with a hard knee, fast attack, and auto makeup gain. Then I'll shape the frequency response and amplify some of C sharp since that's the key of the track. Some added highs are going to help the snare cut through as well. Like the other drum tracks, I added some subtle reverb but utilized different settings so that each percussive element had a unique space. Let's take a listen and notice how the snare becomes more stylized and distinct. Auxiliary percussion mixing. Last up for individual drum tracks, let's mix in a clap that's a bit boring at first. Like the snare and the loop, I'm going to augment transients with quick auto makeup gain compression. With a sample delay, I'm going to cause image widening phase cancellation to place the clap far left and right. Since the clap isn't integral to the mix, I can use creative imaging without worrying too much about mono compatibility. With an EQ, I'll amplify in-key elements to make it fuller, stick out more, and sound more musical. Like before, I'll also add some quick reverb to give it a 3D nature. Let's take a listen and notice how its placement adds a unique quality to the drum track. Only a small percentage of people that watch our videos are subscribed, so if you're enjoying the video, consider subscribing. It's free, and you can always change your mind. Mixing bass in hip-hop. Adding bass can be a challenge due to potential excessive overlap with the 808, so the first thing that I want to do is EQ aspects of the bass that overlap. Additionally, I'll also introduce sidechained compression to the bass, which dips it whenever the kick is present. Now that the bass is out of the 808's way, I'll saturate it to create a full sound using a warm tube setting to emphasize transients and a second-ordered harmonic. To thicken it more, I'll add a short and subtle room reverb emulation. So let's take a listen and notice how the bass and 808 work together when the processing is enabled. Melody, hip-hop signal chain. If anything, the melody in a hip-hop track can't have a boring timbre. So I'm going to take this bell sound and try to make it more unique, starting with heavy transformer distortion. Like the clap, I'll use sample delay to drastically widen its image. I'll also use left-right and mid-side EQ to pinpoint which frequencies are widened even more. Lastly, I'll utilize medium-length reverb with moderate modulation and wide reflections to keep it interesting but avoid a washed-out sound. So let's take a listen and notice how the processing makes the instrument much more interesting. Hip-hop vocal signal chain. The vocal is arguably the most important part, so let's spend the most time on it. I'll start with a high pass and then dip its fundamental and the second ordered harmonic. Using compression, I'll bring it forward with a fast attack, fast release, soft knee, look ahead, and auto makeup gain. I'll follow this with an MV2 upward compressor to amplify it even more and bring forward nuance and detail. With a short but in-time modulated delay and medium-length reverb isolated to the mids, I'll thicken and blend the vocal in with the instrumentation. A final EQ helps me shape the vocal mainly by boosting the now processed fundamental, amplifying in-key presence, and drastically amplifying air frequencies. I end the chain with an Oxford inflator to make the vocal more aggressive and to boost quieter parts of my temporal processing. Let's take a listen and notice how the vocal goes from somewhat weak and behind the mix to the forefront.
Stop on my own, right side it came back, this lifestyle had me wrong. Woke up and then I kicked up, I turned ghost on them, I'm gone. Kicks on and I'm gone. Head missed and I dipped and clocked that it got long.
If you're enjoying the channel, join the community with the link in the description. How to process a hip-hop drum bus. A drum bus is an opportunity to get a cohesive sound from your percussion tracks. I'll change the outputs of my drum tracks to a bus and process them collectively on this bus. The Oxford inflator is going to bring quieter details forward and make a full sound. Multiband saturation helps shape the timbre by distorting each range a little differently. I usually stick with tube saturation on drums since it emphasizes transient detail. Lastly, I'll subtly shape the frequency response by emphasizing particular low, mid, and high frequencies that I thought should be amplified. Let's take a listen to only the drum tracks and notice how the processing makes them more cohesive. How to process a hip-hop instrumental bus. Next, let's do the same thing, but with our instruments. I'll compress the instrument bus to create a cohesive timing and use automatic makeup gain to increase the perceived loudness and low-level detail. If you couldn't tell already, I'm a big fan of the Oxford inflator, so I'm going to use this next to bring more detail forward. Let's take a listen to the full mix after I've adjusted some levels via the faders to compensate for perceived loudness differences caused by this new processing.
Stop on my own, right side it came back, this lifestyle had me wrong. Woke up and then I kicked up, I turned ghost on them, I'm gone. Kicks on and I'm gone. Head missed and I dipped and clocked that it got long. Stop on my own, right side it came back, this lifestyle had me wrong. Woke up and then I kicked up, I turned ghost on them, I'm gone. Kicks on and I'm gone. Head missed and I dipped and clocked that it got long.
Demo hip-hop master on output. Although I'd recommend getting your track mastered, you might need to create a demo master to show a client or some friends. A real simple demo chain is a mid-side EQ with which I'll cut some of the lows from the sides to keep things focused. Then I'll use a limiter. I've become a fan of the Oxford limiter's enhance function since I don't need to destroy my peaks to get a loud sound. So let's take a listen and note that although it's not a finished master, it'll be loud and impressive enough to demo.
Stop on my own, right side it came back, this lifestyle had me wrong. Woke up and then I kicked up, I turned ghost on them, I'm gone. Kicks on and I'm gone. Head missed and I dipped and clocked that it got long.
If you have a mix that you need mastered, send it to us to receive a free mastered sample of it with the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching.